The following may contain language that is not suitable for all audiences. Hey everybody, thank you for joining us here on the Low Fact Podcast. Dave and Matt doing our Minitine Marathon.
Woo-woo. That's me in the club.
The virtual club that you can't go to anymore. You're a very sad person.
Well, I've lost my mind. What can I say?
Doesn't that presuppose that you found your mind, you had a mind to lose in the first place?
Yeah, it does presuppose that.
But I guess just by being alive and talking that I suppose you'd have a mind, but if you'd lost your mind, would you actually be able to talk?
I don't know, man.
I mean, I get this picture of a person losing their mind, and if they do, wouldn't they just kind of go limp like a crash test dummy? Clunk.
Yeah. What was that show that you used to like, Pinky and the Brain? Was the brain a brain?
No, they were both genetically engineered mice.
And did the brain have a gigantic...
Yes. One is a genius, the other insane.
So what does Pinky look like?
He looks like a skinny mouse. A skinny white mouse with red eyes.
And the brain has a gigantic...
head.
Would it be a cranium on a mouse, or is that just on a person?
I think a cranium's a cranium anywhere.
Yeah. So he had a gigantic cranium.
Yes. For a mouse.
We never had Pinky and the Brain.
But you said you liked it.
I like the stuff that you've shown me from Pinky and the Brain. We didn't have it growing up.
I didn't have it growing up either. It came out when I was in college.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to watch that thing incessantly. I used to schedule my days so that I could be home from 3 to 4 o'clock. So even I would schedule as much as I could before. If I couldn't get everything done before, then I would schedule classes after.
And you would go home and watch Pinky and the Brain and then go back to class?
Yes, I would go back to the dorm. I would watch, depending on the day, I would either have an hour to 2 hours of a break, an hour and a half to 2 hours. So I'd watch Tiny Toons.
Tiny Toons, I remember. I like Tiny Toons.
Animaniacs.
Again, another show we did not have.
Which Pinky and the Brain was part of, and Hysteria. So
what happens on your average episode of Pinky and the Brain?
It's very short. It's like it's usually like 5 or 6 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought it was like a half-hour show or a 15-minute show.
No. It was part of Animaniacs.
And so, what would they get up to?
Trying to do what they try to do every night. Think of a plan to take over the world.
And then would the plan just? They'd try and enact it, and
it would always mess up. One time, I think they went back in time, and Brain was like in biblical times, and Brain was, I don't know. I mean, it's been a long time, but it was a very enjoyable show.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find it. I'm sure it's on YouTube.
It's somewhere. I used to know a lot of stoners. Well, actually, no. I was gonna say I used to know a lot of stoners that watched the show, but I used to watch the show, and I used to know a lot of stoners, but I don't think the two ever kind of coincided.
Stoners was more South Park, I think.
South Park came later.
Stoners, yeah. Not that I would know, but I hear the stoners like South Park.
So this is really sad. Actually, it's not. Were we actually going to talk about something in the...
I don't really have a specific topic. Do you have one on Minitine?
Not really, but I do... Not... I
mean, it can be off-theme.
Not exclusively to Minitine, but I do remember seeing something about... I guess it was Cuomo.
The mayor of New York?
No, he's actually the governor of New York.
Oh.
Bill de Blasio is is the mayor of New York.
Oh.
No, but I think Cuomo, but somebody was sitting there saying that, if such and such measure saves even one life, it's worth it. And I sat there and thought about it, and my first thought was, I call bullshit.
Why?
Because I don't really think, is it? People try to act like they don't put a price tag
on a life.
The government folks, the actuaries and insurance companies, but they really do.
They absolutely have to.
They don't have to, but they do.
Right.
But that got me thinking to the grander scale of the oh, if this saves just one life, it's totally worth it. And I thought about it in, like, gun bans in particular.
Okay.
Because people always say stuff like, oh, and it's usually people that don't own firearms, number one. But they'll say stuff like, oh, I'm just in it to save lives. And at that point, I'm like, that's bullshit. If you're in it just to save lives, then wouldn't you outlaw cigarettes, alcohol, swimming pools, and automobiles?
All big killers.
And sugar manufacturers.
Is it vehicles or swimming pools are the worst? They both kill a lot. It's probably cars. Every one of those kill more than firearms. Yeah, but you can't you can kill somebody with a car.
What do you mean? What?
Well, I was just thinking about the response that people usually make when you try and do that, when you try and give that example.
Well, because they're saying that's different. It's not a weapon. And
it's not a weapon, yeah.
And fine, it's not a weapon, but you weren't talking about weapons. Not you in particular.
You're talking about lives.
When people are saying, if this saves just one life, it's enough, then you're not really caring, right? If you're only talking about, I want to outlaw a certain weapon because I don't want anybody to be killed by that weapon.
Right.
But then isn't it the fact that at that point, you're a frickin' liar because you're saying, I want to save lives, because if you wanted to save lives, then you would get rid of all these other things that kill way more people. And the only reason why you don't want to do that is because you like those other things and you dislike this one thing.
That's got to be it.
And that's okay. I'm not saying that you have to love guns. I don't love guns.
Right.
I mean, I don't love inanimate objects. I like them a lot, but, inanimate objects, that is, not guns. Which I also...
I thought you were talking about guns.
Actually, I lied. I don't love guns, but I do like them. I know how to work them. I've been trained on how to use them. I mean, it's a tool.
Well, I think it makes a big difference if you know how to use a gun.
Well, yeah, and you have to practice a lot.
Like, I was always, a little bit scared by guns.
And people in America especially believe that if you put a gun in your hand, then all of a sudden you become an expert.
Because they watch movies.
But, movies are not the place to get your education. Movies are all about lies and fantasies. So that's the thing. I don't like it when people lie to me thinking that I am going to be duped by their lie. Right. I'm okay with people lying to me. I really don't care.
Well, everybody lies.
Well, yeah, but listen to what I'm saying, and this is going to be, it might be what we leave with. I don't care if you lie to me. Don't expect me to be duped by them, though. If you lie to me, and I know you lie to me, and I tell you that you lied to me, don't get pissed off at me.
When you call you on it?
Yeah, become a better liar. Or, go lie to someone else.
I think that's a lot of the times why people don't like hanging out with you, because you're pretty good at sniffing out a lie.
I don't know if I am or not.
Well, people that are liars don't like hanging out with you, put it that way.
I don't know about them or not either. I'm just saying, you can lie to me all you want, just don't expect me to be taken. We can actually do a little dance. And I've had people lie to me. I know it was a lie. They know I know it was a lie. And I still let them get away with it because it was a little game. That's fine.
Yeah, I've always found that so strange.
But, if you want to...
I don't like dealing with... Like, if somebody's lying to me, like, I don't even want to deal with that person because I'm like, this person's trying to get one over on me. Fuck them. And it's just funny to me that there's one person in particular that I can think of that, would call you every couple of months, and he was always lying to you.
I don't know if he was or wasn't.
And I'm like, how do you, is it just that you enjoy the game of it?
I don't know. But I think that's where we can...
Once again, I've derailed it.
I don't know that you mean what you say on that, but no, I don't think... How can you derail something that was already coming to a stop?
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
No, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway, please continue to listen. Please comment. Please share us and tell your friends.
Yeah, man, you better tell your friends.
We want to be spreadable, like peanut butter and some other things that I won't make light of.
Okay.
In the Minitine. Dum dum dum.
That's all we have is peanut butter
for today.
All right, thanks for tuning in to Low Fat Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Just search Low Fact. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Low Fat Podcast. If you want to chat to us, send us some comments, or have us talk about some things, just send an email to lowfatpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on our Twitter and Instagram pages at Low Fat Podcast. And also check out Andy's pages where he mixes our beats, Twitter and Instagram at Fantasy Beat, and you can also find his wicked ass shit on SoundCloud at Artificial